Don't even make sense.
Hold on. What is up? What is up, everybody? This is Mark the Mike, and this is another The MorphinCast by Recycling Inc. I'm Mark the Mike. I'm joined by Tenacious T.
I am always here.
And we are back
Always.
with a revisit of an American version of Power Rangers, and we are revisiting Power Rangers Mystic Force.
You know, since we decided to go back and rewatch them and then watch where they come from in Super Sentai,
Yeah.
since the day that we decided to do that, I've been dreading this day.
Yeah.
I've been dreading rewatching this show.
Yeah.
But that's how I wanted to start that one off real quick.
So I think when we started revisiting a lot of the American ones and stuff like that, I think our goal was to see the Sentai versions, and that's what actually starting to become the goals because the Sentai versions was just so better.
Yeah, they're
And
far superior.
yeah, so I think those are the things that has been happening, and then we started thinking about the ones that we did not like, and now we're like, fuck, we gotta go to those again. So like
But
Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive, the Saban reversions of like Samurai and shit like that. We like, fuck, we gotta go through these again.
yeah. But once we get through it, I'm more excited and more intrigued
For the
of
Sentai.
what Sentai did with it.
Me too.
And then sit there and yell at Disney
Yeah,
because Disney is the
responsible for
creators
this. Yeah,
exactly responsible for this monstrosity.
yeah,
And see where they fucking went wrong and why didn't they follow the. But then again, you never know. The Sentai could be bad too.
yeah. Well, we'll see. And you know what? Anytime we think a Sentai is gonna be bad, it is not.
No, every time, and even like the ones that we wish are bad end up becoming like
Yeah, like Lost Galaxy was
the
pretty
best
good.
ones.
Yeah,
Like SPD, that one, that Sentai.
yeah,
You didn't think that it was gonna beat out SPD,
but it
it
did.
did. You know what I mean?
It
Like
did.
Time Force.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Well, I didn't think it was gonna beat out Time Force.
yeah.
It did.
I think
Ninja
right now.
Storm.
I think right
I didn't
now
think it was
it's
gonna beat out Ninja Storm, but it did.
so. Right
You
now,
know?
I think Sentai is leading like 10-1 or whatever number we did to 1. I think the only
Yeah.
one that has 1 so far is Space, and barely.
Space is and barely, yeah.
It barely
But
won.
that's all. That's all because of the lack of Dark Hydra
Archandra and then the whole thing
and
with
Ecliptor
Ecliptor and shit like that. They kind of fucked it up.
Yeah.
Other than that, like again, I think Sentai Vast like just destroys the American version, and it goes into this. So we are covering Mystic Force. This is number 14 of the Power Rangers series. It's 32 episodes. The first episode is Broken Spell. The last episode is Mystic Fate. Intro. Nah, I fucking took my intro. It is adapted by Mushu Sentai Mega Ranger. Marjar Ranger. That's what it's called. Majar Ranger. There you go.
Bajar Ranger.
Majar Ranger.
Something Ranger.
It aired from February 20th to November 13th of 2006. Produced by Disney. It was rated TV 17. Not TV 17. I wish it was TV
I'm
17.
20 years old. I'm 20 years old at
TV
this
7.
time.
Yes. So again, we did have a cast in the past, so like to go like fully depth in the show. If you want to listen to that cast, you'll get the full depth in what we did. We were just revisiting it, so we're just gonna go off of what we remember and how we feel about the season this time around, and go from there. I'll give you a little synopsis, and then we go from there. So. Legend says when the darkness arrives, 5 brave teen sorcerers will be called to fight the planet's survival. With guidance from the wise mentor and ancestor Zentome, book from the unknown. They will embark on a magical adventure, befriend mystical dragons, battle dangerous beasts, encounter pure evil, and transform into Power Ranger Mystic Force. That's like the synopsis of the show. We were introduced our Rangers. We have Red Mystic, which is Nick Russell. Yellow Mystic, which is Charlie Thorne. Blue Mystic, which is Madison Rakota. Pink Mystic, which is Vita Rakota. Green Mystic, which is Xander Bai. White Mystic Ranger, which is Udana. Sorless, which is Dragonarn. And Wolf Warrior, which is Lean Bao.
Ah, man. Where do I begin?
So
we'll begin with the
let's
Rangers.
talk about the Rangers.
um, the least chemistry ever in a series of Power Rangers I've seen. None of them have chemistry with each other.
So from what we have watched so far, or what we have revisited so far, these are my least favorite Rangers.
1,000%. I mean, I like one Ranger. I like one. I like Chip. I and it's not necessarily because of his character.
Yeah,
It's because what he does throughout the series.
yeah,
To me, I feel like he was more the leader than anybody.
yeah.
Because like he never gave up, and it was always the first person out and the first person to build somebody up. You know what I mean? Like we're dealing with a cast of characters where the leader is the most insecure piece of shit in the fucking world.
Hate his
He
face.
doubts himself all day, doesn't believe in magic. You know what I mean? Which is so corny, might I add. Oh, I believe in magic. You're fucking stupid. I'm sorry. This show, but it's like the more now the second time around, the first time I saw it, I feel even more hatred towards the Red Ranger
Yeah,
the second time around. I didn't think that was possible.
yeah,
He's annoying. He second guesses himself. He's not a team player at all. And then all of a sudden at the end he fucking redeems himself because he's forced to believe that he's the light. You
yeah.
suck. You are the worst Red Ranger ever.
So far, as of what we watched so far, yeah, you're like in the bottom of the list. And honestly, you made Rocky look great.
Rocky is a Red Ranger, but he's not. You feel me? I can't. This guy is just not.
Yeah, he made Rocky
If
look
he
good.
came back as another color, he would suck as that fucking color too.
Yeah, he'll ruin the color that he is.
No matter what, he could be. He could be the first boy Pink Ranger
Yeah,
and suck. I don't like him. He has no physical physique either.
yeah,
He wears those fucking cut off sweater shirts. He's horrible. He's fixing his bike all day, and they fixed the bike with magic in the second episode. It pisses me off. It drives me crazy. And the fact that I know somebody, we equally know somebody, and I had a conversation with that woman,
yeah.
and she was like, "Yeah, this is the best season." Are you out of your mind?
You just ruined
The consensus of society actually likes this series.
Yeah, we don't. So fuck you, society.
Vita sucks. Her sister, like I didn't mind her, but she did nothing.
She's like Liv Tyler.
But she even said it in the show that she didn't do shit.
Yeah,
She said it like towards the end of the season, like, you guys like are the ones dealing with it. Like, I'm basically just here. Like, yeah, because you suck.
I think the only things that I like my positives off this show, and I think this was my positives off the first cast, was Gingy. I like Gingy. Gingy made me
Gingy's
laugh.
hilarious. But the thing is with Gingy, why I like Gingy is because he did everything he could to mess up everybody's wish.
And I loved it, and it was funny. Like when he caught you with the wish too, it was funny as hell. And I think he was one of my highlight characters because he always talked shit and he was always saying something that made me laugh. And I think he was my highlight. I did like the Shoreless Knight. I did like his because the fact
I can't stand him, and I have a whole huge reason
I
why I
liked
can't
the
stand
suit.
him.
Like the
Suit's
the
cool,
style.
yeah.
I liked the train, but I didn't. There's the things I didn't like about him, but I also like just dug the suit, the look of it. But
Solaris Knight, Gagaron, whatever the hell,
Yeah.
Dragonon, whatever the
yeah.
hell his name is, bro. When he was in human form, he had an accent.
Yeah.
When he was in a Ranger, it was a completely different voice.
Yeah.
That pissed me off so much. Like, what? You didn't even think I'd noticed
That was Doggy.
that a completely different actor voiced him? Like, what was the point of him? He's a horrible actor. It
was
wasn't
Doggy.
good. But Doggy, I like Doggy.
Yeah, he was
Okay.
Doggy. He was the actor in Doggy and the voice of Doggy.
Yeah, well,
He fucked up here.
How do you go from a season like SPD to
Yeah,
this?
because they offered money, and you're like, okay.
So, I mean, I like Chip. I'd like the the uh the 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 girl in training to be like the Mystic Mother,
Phineas.
whatever her name. I liked her. I
Phineas.
thought she was
No,
cool.
Phineas is the troll.
I like Chip. I like the store owner,
Toby.
Toby. But the thing is with Toby that
Toby was Piggy.
he must that store must make a lot of money
Yeah, to be like,
to employ that many people.
yeah,
Must make a lot of money. I loved with Toby. He always had actual real life pop culture references
yeah,
where they mentioned Jimi Hendrix, they mentioned the Beatles, they
yeah,
mentioned
yeah.
which puts it in our universe. You know what I mean? It puts it in our realm of
Yeah, yeah.
reality. And I really like that, and I appreciate that because I'm a very big music
I
person.
also give Toby credit because he was Piggy in SPD.
Yeah, well, the best characters deserve to stay around.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah,
mean? Like he was awesome. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed his store.
yeah.
I like his store. And that's probably the best part
That,
of like the Ranger and everything. My favorite thing of the overall show is the villains and how they look.
yeah. I think the villains, especially with the mother and shit like that, I think that was probably one of the highlighted storylines because it kind of evolved, and that was actually the thing I paid attention to the most. I did like Neela, the gatekeeper, because
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
the girl with them. I did like her character. I like how they built her and stuff like that, and those are some of the positives I could say for her.
But that was the
Um,
girl that was the vampire
no, that was the
daughter.
one that was training under Udana.
Yeah, yeah, that's the one that I like.
Yeah, I liked
I like
her,
her.
but I also like Lily. Lily was the one that was her mother was the vampire chick.
Ah, her mother looks so awesome,
Yeah,
bro.
I'm actually
That
looking
was
forward to see
probably
her
one
in
of
the
the
Sentai.
best. I need that Hasbro Pulse. Put her out.
Yeah,
She is so cool. She really, really is. She looks so dope. And I like the interaction between her and her daughter. You know
yeah.
what I mean? Like it gave like a family wholesome
It
kind of
gave some
thing
heart
because like
too.
she like yeah, it gave like neglect to her, and then
Yeah,
at the end of it, like that's all that really mattered to
yeah,
her.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I like that. But now for the people who have not listened to the first cast
Yeah.
of this, I suggest you guys to really because that one will go. We went in depth. But for the people who are just tuning in, listening to the show, this series of Power Rangers is about wizards and dragons and castles and underworlds, which a lot of Power Ranger shows deal with the
Yeah,
underworld and them
yeah,
coming
yeah,
out of
yeah,
the underworld. That's nothing new.
yeah,
That is a cliche of Power Rangers that will last forever, and it's just an easy way to do it.
yeah,
But with this show, you could tell it's the Harry Potter era.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You can tell that Lord of the Rings is happening
Well,
and
Lord of the
stuff
Rings
like
happened
that.
already, but yeah, Harry Potter.
I understand that.
I'll say Harry Potter definitely is a big influence on
Bro,
the
the
scene.
show reminded me of like Harry Potter mixed with like remember the show Erie, Indiana?
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm talking
I can
about,
see that.
right?
Yeah, I can see that.
But like the whole time and like a mixture of Wishbone with it too. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you put those three together, that is this show.
yeah,
Erie, Indiana was the number one thing that kept popping in my head.
yeah,
So for us 90s kids, you know what I mean? Erie, Indiana was the kid from Hocus Pocus.
yeah,
The guy in Hocus Pocus, and he moved to Erie, Indiana, where it's like werewolves and vampires, and basically it's like an R.L. Stein world, basically, kind of in a way. Even though it has nothing to do with R.L. Stein, but it's like him moving someplace, and there's a lot of monsters and all this. So it's literally like to me that screamed it. It was Wishbone with Erie, Indiana, and Harry Potter.
yeah,
That's the best way I could describe this show.
yeah,
Just not well. I think it was filmed well.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I think like the visuals
Yeah.
in the show were super dope.
Mm.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
just it's really the fact that they're fucking they're mysticky and it's like a bite off of Harry Potter and the
Yeah.
and the cast. That's what makes it so bad.
Yeah, the cast wasn't the greatest. I did like Korog when he first started coming in. I didn't like him when he became good guy.
Yeah, no, neither did I. But I did like
I like his
um
suit.
I like both of his suits
They were
because
dope.
he had two of them.
Yeah,
He had the red one and he had the purple one.
yeah. I like the purple
And
one a little more.
him and the dragon were the only ones in the when there was no color,
Yeah,
which is actually kind of like my favorite series
yeah,
of episodes. When we get to that
yeah,
episode
yeah,
section, but you know what I mean. Like what I liked about Korag the best, and is like regardless if he was a bad guy or not, he had a moral compass.
yeah,
He had honor. He was like, I am not going to do it unless I win honorably.
yeah,
I don't care if I hate the Rangers or not. If there's no honor in it, I'm not doing it. So it's like it's an honor amongst thieves. So
yeah,
it's like
yeah.
an honor amongst opponents,
Yeah,
and I
Much
respect the
Warriors.
hell
Yeah,
out of that.
yeah, yeah. That
I
was actually pretty
respect the
cool.
hell out of that. He is probably one of the best henchmen out there.
Yeah, I don't even consider himself a henchman because he was kind of on his
Well,
own for the
yeah, I
most part.
mean,
He did things
he
on
was
his
butting
own.
heads with everybody in the underworld.
Yeah, I don't call him a henchman because I don't think he was listening to anybody.
No, he was ordered by the one that was trapped.
Yeah,
The
but he
big
was like,
fucking
should I? And
yeah, but he
like you
answered to
told me to
him.
do it
That's
doesn't mean I'm
that's
gonna
where
do
his
it the way he gonna do
that's
it.
where his loyalty lied
Yeah,
though. His loyalty lied with him. You know
but
what I
I
mean?
still won't say he was a full henchman though.
No, I agree. I
Yeah,
see what you mean, but
because
I
he
think I
he
think
did his own shit. Like honestly, like yeah, you tell me what to do, but I'm gonna do it my own way.
like
Like
fuck
you
you.
gonna put ketchup on that? No, I won't put
No,
mustard just to bite you.
I'm putting hot sauce on it, bitch.
Exactly. Yeah. Something we'll talk
I
about and revisit is the suits. What do you think about the Power Ranger suits?
fucking trash, bro.
I like
So
the
bad.
I liked the white versions of
Yeah.
them.
Oh no, I when they powered up and they were in power mode,
Yeah,
and I thought that they should have been the suits the entire time
I like those. I did not like the
because
cape.
they all had the shield. They all had like
Yeah,
the gold ranger shield on everybody,
no
and there was
capes.
no capes,
No capes.
no capes at
No
all.
capes.
I
I didn't
really
like the
think
cape.
it's the cape that fucked everything up.
I didn't mind the helmets. I thought the helmets looked pretty cool. I just didn't like the
The helmets
design.
reminded me of Jetman,
Yeah, I could see Jetman in there. I could see Jetman. I could see what was the other one?
Wild Force.
Wild Force. I could see a Wild Force in that.
Definitely 1,000%. You know what I mean? Especially with the Green Ranger's helmet.
Yeah, with
That
the
was the
bowl.
Black Ranger's
Yeah,
helmet.
yeah, exactly. I
You know, it
liked
was the
it,
same
I
thing.
liked the helmets. I think just the rest of the suits. I didn't care for it. I'm not a cape person. I don't like capes, so no
It's just,
capes.
but it just looked really bad, bro.
Yeah, but the super versions with the white and like the things sticking out and shit like that, I thought those looked a lot better.
Yeah, no, they should have been the suits from day one.
Those actually
And
remind me more of the no, Jungle Fury more than anything.
what the regular
The
suits,
white suits.
the white suits,
They remind me of Jungle Fury.
Jungle Fury, the regular suits were Jungle Fury just with capes,
Yeah,
just without the stripes and stuff like that. 'Cause
yeah,
the stripes is what sold like the boldness,
yeah,
the entire body being covered and just having stripes
yeah,
is what sold Jungle Fury's suit. You know
yeah,
what I mean? And their helmets were dope.
yeah,
So it's like you put a cape on that and it just dumbed it down.
yeah.
I mean, it made it look
I
like
didn't care
shit.
for the capes. Unless the capes actually did something, I didn't care for it.
And it's funny because like I watched a review because I wanted to hear again other people's. I didn't want to be the only person that fucking shits on this. A lot of people like the series, and I just
Yeah,
don't understand why. But there was this one dude. He was like, "Yo, listen, man. The Incredibles came out before this dropped.
yeah.
We should have known
No
not to put
capes.
capes on them.
No capes.
You know what I mean? Like but granted, I want to see all them scenes in Sentai
Yeah,
because I feel like they're gonna kill it.
yeah.
You know, like the powered up modes I thought were super cool. But it was like, and they're like wizards and stuff like that, and they have like powers, and the powers come from like a cell phone, and they gotta believe
Yeah,
in magic, and it's like they don't even talk on the cell phones. What's the point of your morpher
yeah,
and pressing buttons? Aren't we past this point
yeah,
of pressing buttons? Like we went from Mighty Morphin, where
yeah,
you just threw up your morpher and you
yeah,
yelled something. And then we got to space. I thought space exhausted that pressing button crap.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like I feel like it would take up too much time. I just there's so much with the show. It
yeah.
just sucks.
um, I'll say I guess the villain arc was the more interesting part of the show because there was a lot of like anger amongst thieves and things like that. There was a lot of back and forth between the villains and stuff like that, and like in the beginning, you kind of have that fucking I don't know, I forgot his name, but the one with the big ass horn and shit. You had him in the beginning. You thought he was like pretty much the main person in the beginning. Like he kind of ran like a arena, it looked like arena, and then he had like the monsters all around, and you have who's gonna be the next one to step up and things like that. I kind of thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Nikora,
Necroli.
Necroli was actually very interesting because she was the
I love
vampire,
Necroli.
and then she had.
She's one of my favorite characters just in general.
I think she was the strong character, like story wise, in this series because one, her daughter Lily, and then the fact that it connected to the Rangers and stuff like that, and Lily was actually trying to be good and going back and forth with her mom and things like that. I think that was the part that was saying more interesting in the series than the actual Ranger storyline. So I think that's what kind of took the cake in making this watchable.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There was there was just too much going on.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like if Necroli was just like one of the characters, it's like we got the main villain who looks like a mummy. He's like a metal mummy. I forget his name. And we got
yeah,
Korag, which Korag like hands down from the beginning was just dope. And then once we found out that he's actually Udana's husband and then
yeah.
the father of the Red Ranger, like
Lefty
I
Flash.
hated that. I
Yeah.
thought that was so dumb. Like we go 3/4 of the way through the series and you find out that the Red Ranger don't know who his parents is,
Yeah.
and then find out that Korag's his dad, and then Udana is his mother, but they've been around for thousands of years. It's so
Left his
dumb.
ass.
It just does not work. It does not work well with me.
Nah,
You
I
know what I
didn't care
mean?
for that. Um,
And let me ask you a question. The last episode when the Red Ranger leaves off on the motorcycle,
yeah.
right? When the hell did the Pink Ranger and him have like or the Blue Ranger? When did they have a romance?
Well, they kind of like throughout the series, they kind of like hinted that I like you kind of shit. Like they kind of
Uh,
they were
I
the
did
ones that
not
were
see it.
they were
I'm
the
a
ones that were teaming up more often than others, and that's kind of how you tell when they're gonna romance because they're the ones that are always together. Those are the ones that always morph together or saving one another and things like that.
I
But
will say the episode like just the most forgetful series. Like
yeah,
I forget so much.
I don't have. So when we get to the episode parts, and again, this is don't have to be extremely long. We're just going to run down to the series, but this one in general, like, there's no like favorite episodes. There's maybe some things I'll highlight that was
18, 19, and 20 are the best series
enter.
of
Yeah,
episodes.
but other than that, there's no memorable shit that's in this series.
Like I loved when it was well. What I do like about the episodes is that there was a lot of to be continueds and
Yeah,
storyline
yeah,
arcs, and whether it missed or not, whether it didn't hit at
yeah,
all for me, it still was dope that there was
yeah.
continuous stories
That's something
and
that we
not just
always.
episode
Yeah,
after
that's
episode.
something we always talk about. We like consistency with the storylines. So we like continuations. We like when
Well,
the
that's what
story
Sentai
connects.
is good
Yeah,
for.
yeah,
Sentai is
exactly.
awesome with that.
So yeah. I think that was the first like big storyline that I got interested was probably 18, 19, 20, which is the Dark Wish.
Yeah, awesome. Like just them going to those councils of the people, uh, um, the ones that could reverse the genie's
Yeah.
wish because what's called they wished that the Power Rangers never had existed,
Yeah.
and then it turned into a black and white world, and then they had to go and see these councils.
Yeah.
They visually, and I know I said this on the first cast,
Yeah.
they were amazing.
Yeah, they look pretty cool.
They looked dope. Their interaction was dope.
Yeah.
Their whole part of the show is amazing. It's so good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like that to me was genius, and I hope that's in Sentai.
Yeah.
I hope it's in. You know what I mean? Like I really do.
I would say
Because I would love to see more of that.
I would say the other highlight might be the light source. Was 1 and 2 was interesting, and then the ending, the Mystic Fate. I'll say those are like the more interesting things that happen in the series.
Well, they had like kind of like a space moment where everybody teamed up at the end.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Where like the forest, which now a little backstory, it's the Forbidden Forest. People go in there and then they get lost, and it's really not really that crazy of a place. It was really just more of like where magic happens and mortal people can't understand it. You know what I mean? That's really it.
Yeah.
We got introduced to one of the best characters in the show.
Yeah.
Which was the troll dude.
Yeah, Phineas.
That's
our boy Anderson.
Man. Yeah, and he actually was in a couple episodes as himself.
Yes, that's our boy.
What's his face in SPD? The Orange Ranger.
Yeah, I'm trying to get his name. Something Anderson. I always forget his name. Oh, Kelson Anderson. Kelson Henderson.
And you know, he shows up in a lot of seasons to come.
See him
so
more.
It's like
I think he comes back.
He's a big voice actor.
Yeah, he's a voice actor, and he also talks other things too. Like he comes back in Operation Overdrive. I think he's in Jungle Fury for like an episode.
And anything's better than this damn series.
Yeah.
Like Donna, like I couldn't stand her.
We also get Lily back too. We get Lily back in Jungle Fury.
Okay.
She comes back as she's the Scorpion girl with Daishi.
Daishi, oh man, I can't wait for that series.
Next. That's the next one after the Sentai.
That's dope.
I'm actually really looking forward to the Sentai as much as I'm looking forward to rewatching Jungle Fury because I actually like Jungle Fury a lot.
Jungle Fury was fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was a fun show. You know what I mean? Like RJ is one of the greatest mentors.
Yes.
Ever, and his suit was dope, and their outfits, their suits are amazing in that series.
Yes, it is.
You know what I mean? So Solaris Knight, like I said, like suits wise, he looked good. I just hated him.
Yeah.
I could not stand him.
So something new that we'll do. What grade you give the set of Rangers we got in this show?
A fucking 2.
2. So
yeah,
I'd be like a D.
Yeah, it would be like you just passed.
Because
there's no fail. Like I'm not gonna flunk them. You know what I mean? Like it's not their fault
close to funk.
that they suck.
it's
Disney's fault for casting them.
Yeah, I'll give them a D. Like I did not care for the team. I didn't really care for the Rangers themselves. I didn't care for the people behind the suits. I didn't care for the people in the suits.
Now let me ask you.
That was the only one I liked.
Yeah, no, he was cool, bro. Gingy, Korag, Necroli. They were the best. Yo, just the physical look of all the villains.
Yeah.
I thought there was that one that looked like the Snowman and Frosty the Snowman, or not Frosty the Snowman, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Yeah. And which, let me ask you a question. Do you even remember what the Zords look like?
I did not care for the Zords whatsoever in this series.
Fucking horrible.
Yeah,
horrible.
I did not care about them. I can't really tell you anything because I did not care about them. They
kind of remind
me of season 3 Power Rangers when they got the Ninja Zords that they were actual full Zords.
Yeah,
they were like full body ones. Remember the one that Tommy and Kimberly shared one because she didn't get one. That's what it reminded me of.
It was horrible.
It went to a dark place because I hated fucking season 3.
Like they're the least remembered Zords ever. The cockpit alone. They're on like floating columns.
Yeah.
They're so dumb.
You know what the thing is also is the fact that I stopped like so when it comes to the American ones, I stopped really like taking in the Zord stuff because I know for a fact the Sentai is just going to do it better. So I don't pay attention that clearly to the Zords. I know what they are. If I didn't like them before, I'm not going to like them now. But I know for a fact the Sentai is going to do it better. So I may become a fan if when I see the Sentai do it.
Believe it or not, thinking about it now, the Zords were barely in it. I mean, they were in it.
Yeah, they were in it.
But they weren't like, it wasn't like a focal point where like the last 10 minutes was the fight. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like they really tried to work on a story arc.
Yeah, they
On this.
did. They tried, even with the dragon and him learning the dragon and things like that. They try to make it like more of a focal point storyline.
So bad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to look at because this was actually the first time that I wrote notes in a long time, but it was like just everything bashing it, and like
I didn't like the speeders. I understand the speeders for being the broomsticks and shit like that, and them being wizards and stuff like that. So
like,
it made sense.
The one episode with the flying carpet, bro. Like, come on, man. Like, you're trying too hard.
I did
but
not.
one thing, because I did listen to our first cast of it. Well, I listened to like 3/4 of it.
Yeah.
But we both hated like the entrance music.
I hated it too. I still hated it.
You want to know? I found out why I don't like it.
Why?
It sounds like they're wannabe Outcast. All right. If that doesn't sound like Andre 3000, like a wannabe Andre 3000, I think that's what did it.
Yeah.
Power Rangers, like it's. Don't get me wrong, it can get stuck in your head a little bit, you know. But yeah, that was the first thing on my list that I wrote.
Yeah.
That it literally it sounded like they were trying to be hip with the times, and Outkast was killing it at this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it really was. Like, I saw it.
Yeah. It wasn't. Yeah, I hated the theme song. I hated the fact that Amazon Prime don't have that skip intro feature. So I got forced to fucking listen to it every single time.
Yeah, and it's sad because I actually paid for this monstrosity.
Yes.
And I couldn't even watch it on the in my living room, because I have your Prime hooked in my living room.
Yeah.
My Prime on my Fire Stick is mine. I can't switch out of it. You know what I mean? Like, I literally can't.
But we found it on YouTube. You're watching from there.
Yeah. So like, we wasted money on such a shitty series that we could have got for free on YouTube.
Yeah.
And no matter what, you had to watch the credits and listen to the entrance video.
Yeah. So yeah, we did that to ourselves.
It was so bad.
The overall season, like, what grade do you give it? 1 to 5.
I don't want to give it a 1. I don't, because there is certain things that I do like. I give it like a 2.5, bro. Maybe the most.
I'm gonna give it a 2.
Like, a 2 is generous.
A 2 is generous. You know, I'm giving it a 2.
2 is...
There's a lot of factors I look in Power Rangers that I did not get from the series. I did not care for the characters. So the moment I did not really care for the characters, that's the moment you got me lost with the series, because I don't care about anyone. So I'm not.
It ended up becoming background noise.
Exactly. It comes to a point that I'm just not paying attention to it. I'm just like, all right, let's get this over with.
Let's just get it done and over with.
The one character I did like, I just liked him because he was an asshole, but it was not more of a night out. If I had to pick someone that I liked, it was Xander. Other than that, I did not care for anyone.
I didn't like Xander at all, because he thought he was a crafty fucking dude. And then, like, why is everybody in the damn show fucking got accents?
Yeah.
Like, they're from some fucking place.
Well,
like,
they're in New Zealand, and he has an accent because he's from Australia.
I don't give a crap.
They film in Australia, so a lot of the actors they get is from local Australia. So if they have accents, it's usually because they're Australian.
Yeah, but it's like, it's supposed to be an American show, and then a lot of actors are. But it just gave you that one Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Yeah. Like, let's have some accents.
Yeah, I was fine with his accent. He didn't annoy me. I thought he was.
I didn't like Xander because he didn't do anything.
He was funny as hell. He was scheming on everybody.
That was his thing. Chip Chip was the best
He
Ranger.
worked his ass off for not to do anything. That's one thing I liked about him. He made sure
Chip
that he was
Chip
always
was
the
dope.
supervisor.
Toby, and the reason why I like Toby is because once he found out that they were the Rangers, he kind of became a mentor.
Yeah.
And the troll dude,
Phineas, yeah.
what I liked about him a lot is that he was nonchalantly dropping gems.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he didn't realize like all the knowledge he was dropping.
Yeah, he just randomly talked and he was like, yeah, get
It
that.
made, but it like in his crazy way, it made a lot of sense. Like,
In
oh
my
shit,
mind, it was like, message.
yeah, message.
A message.
Don't be message. Like time to tune in.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's just I don't
Go ahead.
recommend anybody to watch the show.
I'll say
I'm
like
sorry.
I'll say my highlights were the side characters and probably the villain storylines more than the actual Rangers themselves. I had no interest in the Rangers whatsoever. But
I hated the powers. I hated the We Believe in Magic.
Yeah.
I think that was the dumbest fucking thing in the world when they all came in at the end. Even though I liked them banding together to fight the monster, I just did not. Well, we believe in magic.
Yeah.
And we believe in magic. No, you don't.
You know what I hate that American Power Rangers do, and I really hate it, and I know they do it on purpose just to waste time, is that when everyone needs to have a comment. So when someone's like, "Oh, we're about to, we cannot give up," and every single one of the Rangers has to say something after that. So like, we cannot give up. Yes, we cannot. Yes, let's go. Let's do. They make sure everyone says something positive into that scene, and that shit annoys the shit out of me. Man. I'm like, yo, I don't need to hear all y'all say this shit. I get it from him. So just common power. But this is happening in all the seasons, even in SPD, my favorite one. It has happened already. So these are things that, again, we're rewatching, we're revisiting. So I'm noticing these things, and they're starting to annoy the shit out of me. Is the fact that everyone has to have a say in these scenes that just waste time. And I feel like that's the purpose. It's going to waste time. It's wasting at least 5 minutes of the show. So that's the reason why they do it. But there's so many of them that it started just to annoy the shit out of me.
It's bad, bro. If this is what you start on watching, you know what I mean? Like, I feel bad for you.
This is not the one that I would recommend. I will say this would probably be the last one I recommend besides Operation Overdrive. If you want to start, if you're into Mystic, if you're into like Harry Potter and stuff like that, and you like Power Rangers, this might be for you. Again, I feel like people will have a different opinion on this season. I have my opinion. You have your opinion. We have very similar tastes, and I think that's why our opinions usually are kind of par together when we do review these things.
But we're into the same shit, so it works.
That, and also we have kind of the same like annoyances of these series. I feel like some of the annoyances that we have coming up in these series is kind of like a neutral thing, and then we're like, oh fuck, we gotta deal with this now. But it comes to a point that like me and you have a very common grip about the shows, and that when we look at other people's reviews and they like it, we're like, fuck those guys. They ain't fucking.
What the hell is wrong with you? That's what I think when I look at everybody else's reviews. Like, did we watch the same thing?
I feel like I was looking at like someone's post, and they were like, "What's the top out of these the Disney Ranger series? What are your top ones?" Like in my mind, I'm like, "Yo, SPD is not number one. Fuck all y'all."
SPD or Ninja Storm?
No.
I can argue for Ninja. I mean, I can argue a couple of series.
A lot of
that
people
at
put
the top
Mystic
of
Force. Mystic Force number one. I'm like, what the fuck did I? What are you watching?
Yo, man, you didn't like Operation Overdrive? No, motherfucker, I have taste.
Yeah, like
I actually grew up in an era where our shows were far superior than this crap that they're feeding.
You know what's crazy? Okay, me and Mike had this conversation on the cast like recently, and like we were talking about like some of the old cartoons and just in general, and, like what we remember and what we didn't. Like we had like shows like Batman the animated series, which was uniquely like story heavy driven, but then most of our other cartoons were not really story driven. Depending on what you watch. Like Turtles, we were watching 87 Turtles. They are not story driven whatsoever.
Not at all. You
But they're
watch like the
fun.
Rugrats and like Doug, they're not story
Yeah,
driven.
yeah. But like nowadays, more of the current cartoons are really heavy story but less animation. As in, we have like more detailed animation and less story. It's
This
crazy.
this show this show felt like it was the Beetleborgs,
It did. I will agree. I
right?
felt like I was going to see Flubber eventually.
Exactly. You know what I mean? Like it was like it should have been a side
That should have
thing.
been like
You
a
know what I
side
mean? Like
story, yo. Yo, they should have brought in Flubber in the house, yo. You could have had a mean team up right there.
that was Saban, so they wouldn't have been
Yeah,
able to do
but
that.
they
You know
they
what I mean?
they should have been like, all right, we could. Well, they used the Beetleborgs for the Forever Red episode. Just saying, they were the
Yeah,
villains.
well, but that was Saban era.
No, it wasn't. It was Wild
That
Force.
was
It was
Wild Force.
Dustin.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that was the first Disney. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
bro.
But they didn't use them as Beetleborgs. They were part of the Krog army, but they used the Beetleborgs. They were actual
Yeah.
big Beetleborgs. Yeah.
Well, it was a resemblance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I try to look up
I don't know.
talking about a little bit more of the series. I try to actually look up the toy line and see what they had, and just like looking at the toys in general. And they didn't like again. This was I think the beginning of when they started doing the legacy figures. So I think the Red Ranger is the only one that got a legacy. The red and green I think is the only ones that got legacy figures that actually got the full detail suits. The rest were the kids' toys and stuff like that. Right now, of what I know, they are not in par to get made just yet from the Lightning collection at all. But you might
Well,
see some.
I'm in no rush to get them. I'll get Korag if they do Korag and like Necroli and stuff like that. I'm cool with that.
What sucks is
Udana's.
I'm 100%ing these shits, so I'm like, fuck, I gotta get them too.
Yeah, I'm gonna 100% it too. If I wasn't dealing with my current status in
Well,
life,
once
where I have
once
to
you get
move.
back in, you get back in the game.
Of course, but
it's
you
not
know how
hard.
dramatic. You know how dramatic it was. Two things that was dramatic for me
Yeah,
is that I have a wall of these
Yeah.
showcase them beautifully, and now they're in a box. Their boxes in my storage unit,
you know, you said.
and I had to cancel all of my
Yeah,
that. Yo, I hit you up right after I did it. Like I had to cancel all my pre-orders.
well, I still got your Turtle Ranger ones.
Oh yeah, well I appreciate that,
Yeah.
and I still have Lord Zed.
Yeah,
Yeah, the Lord Zed
Yeah,
helmet
keep
because I
some
feel like
for
that
yourself.
one's gonna be hard to get.
yeah, you gotta keep something for yourself.
Yeah.
That one don't come
Everything
out till
else,
late
everything
anyway.
else, I could find. You know.
Yeah,
what
I
mean?
feel like that one don't come out till late anyway.
I
So,
still got all my pre-orders for later in the year.
Yeah, that's fine. The
I
ones
stopped
now,
it up to I stopped it up to April,
Yeah, that's fine.
and I'm
There's not
pretty
a
sure I
lot
kept
coming out.
Finster. I'm pretty sure I kept
Finster
Finster.
looks dope. The Finster does look dope. I've seen it in person and it looks dope. I just didn't buy it. Yeah. So yeah, Power Rangers Mystic Force. Yeah, I'm gonna give it a 2. You give it a 2.5.
No, I'm going with you, bro. Fuck
Two?
that too.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it
It
2.
sucks.
It's not the
it's not
greatest
good.
season. It's not what I expect from a Power Rangers series. I had no care for the Rangers. I cared for other characters besides the Rangers. So the more time the side characters got time, I was interested. When the Rangers were main focus, I was like, nah. Our next cast, we'll be doing the Sentai Mega Ranger. What was it called? Margin.
I don't know.
Majin
You don't want to look
Rangers?
at it.
I was looking at it and then I closed it. Let me see. That's not FedEx. FedEx is not what I need to see. It is Mahu Sentai Major Ranger, and that's our next one. We'll be doing the Sentai version of the Sentais. So next time I see you, I gotta put it in your flash drive.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, I'll put the next 3 in your flash drive, so we don't have to really worry about it. So after that, we'll have Jungle Fury, and then we'll go Super Sentai Jungle Fury, and then we'll decide from there if we go to the newer one or we'll just keep continuing to what we were doing. We'll probably have some shoot the shit episodes and some best Rangers or top 10 episodes or just random
Dive down
Power
into
Rangers,
volume 2 of Power Rangers and stuff like that.
We'll just or have shoot the shit for Power Rangers in general. So we'll have some like side casts coming up. So just stay tuned. We have more and more stuff. It just life happened and COVID happened, so we
Yeah,
just
no,
kinda,
we're trying our best with it. I
yeah,
a
just
lot of stuff going on in the world. You know what I mean?
yeah.
My cousin just passed away. I got to move. There's a
Mm,
lot of stuff. You know, life does not stop.
yeah.
It keeps going.
So we are still continuing and stuff like that. We do have a Game of Rage in the books. We have a Game MorphinCast in the books. We'll be also coming back with our Shell Shock and not a Trekkie. We'll be back with everything. So definitely just stay tuned and check it out and be patient. And we'll be back with everything.
Yeah, definitely.
For the MorphinCast, I have just a little like updated on my collection because a bunch of them came in, and I'll just state it up here. I got the 18 red. She came in. I got 18 green. That came in. I actually gave you one because I did not order. No, I ordered two. I think I ordered two because you said you wasn't able to get that one.
I don't even. It's in a box now.
Yeah.
It's
I
sad.
got the Series 8 of Phantom Ranger, green Daniel Charge, pink Space, and Zeo Yellow. They all look really great. I actually love the Phantom Ranger. It looks really dope. I'm actually really happy with him. I'm planning to do some unboxings and stuff. I'm trying to make a schedule. So Twitch, I might be doing some unboxings, some talking about the figures and stuff like that. So stay tuned. I will probably start unboxing some Lightning collections and things like that just to have the content. And I kind of want to get my display going. So it's going to happen very soon. So stay tuned for those things. And it's going to be cool. But yeah, that's the update of the collection, of the Lightning collection. Again, they haven't added no new figures yet, which I'm kind of happy. They added the Megazord. I think that was the last one they actually really did, was the Lightning Collection Megazord. Did you pre-order that?
I think so.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Anything past April is still pre-ordered.
Yeah, okay, so yeah, definitely pre-ordered that. There's still a lot of things coming in, a lot of things that are coming out, so I'll let you guys know when it updates. I think the only thing I missed out on, and hopefully I'll find him in Walgreens, is the Silver Space Ranger. That's the only one I think I missed out on. I haven't seen him back on Hasbro. And I refuse to pay $45 for him, so I'll wait until I see him in Walgreens when he's on clearance.
I ain't mad at you, bro.
Yeah, man. That's the only thing I think I'm missing out of like the pre-orders, is that one. Other than that, everything is up to date. Everything is pretty good. Everything's moving slowly, so... All right. So,
Yeah.
Power Rangers Mr. Force. We didn't like it.
No, nothing changed since
45 minutes of me didn't like it. It was meh.
I don't want to shit on shit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But if it's trash, it's trash.
If it deserves the shit, it gets the shit. Yamato Squishy.
Yamato Squishy.
That's a quote from Yamato Squishy.
It's funny.
All right. So I guess we wrap this up. This will be short and sweet. This is Mystic Force Revisited. If you want more details on the show, definitely visit our first Mystic Cast, and we are a lot more detailed with the show. These are just revisits. So the American ones are just going to be revisits. We're just going to go run down on what we feel now. So our next one for American is Jungle Fury. That'll be in about 2 months. Our next one will be Mystic Force, the Sentai, which is Maja Ranger. So stay tuned for that. And all right, wrap this shit up. So
I'm so happy this is fucking done and over with.
So I am Merc with the mic. You can follow me on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and Twitch TV, all Merc with the mic. Follow Red Cycle Link on Instagram, Tumblr, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, and WordSpace. Oh, yeah, was it WordPress. Red Cycle Link. And also the easiest way to follow our cast is Spotify, Red Cycle Link. You listen on there, we get credited for wherever you listen on SoundCloud and everything like that. So listen on there, it makes it easy. All our casts is on there. We got monthly, not a shell shock, not a Trekkie, the MorphinCast, and Game of Rage podcast all on there. And we also got our weekly, the Wrestling Babble and Guest Spread Rare podcast. So definitely check those out and listen and like and subscribe and comment because we like the feedback and we like to talk to you
Except
guys.
except for those countries that ban us.
That damn Tomb Raider picture. God damn it.
We'll be haunted forever by that.
Exactly. But yeah, comment, like, subscribe, share, and yeah, just let us know. Share our stuff, and we'll help like that. We have a lot of plans this year, so definitely stay tuned. There's a lot of things coming. We're finally getting the Patreon like really settling going, so it's gonna be up soon. I kind of just want to make sure what we're doing as content to be worth it. So definitely stay tuned to that. We will have conversations and we will get everything going. But right now, it is almost there. I just want to make sure we have content that's worth the paying of. So
yes, I agree.
So we're getting that going. We'll probably have some merch down the road, probably later this year. I talked to my buddy. He's starting getting designs, so we're getting shit going. At least for the logos and symbols, and then for the characters and stuff like that, that'll come later. But just mainly logos and symbols. That's kind of what I want right now. Simple and easy, and then we'll get everything more detailed later on.
Short, sweet, and simple.
And that's it. Follow Tenacious T.
Yeah, you can follow me at Twitter, Tenacious T RC Inc. You can also follow me on my own personal Instagram page. Veda's saying hello in the background. Own personal Instagram page is tots_guap. We'll be starting another podcast with a friend of mine, which Merc with the mic will be overseeing and being a part of as much as his heart desires, of doing mostly superhero cartoons in the 90s, pop culture stuff. The cast would be called Pop Corny. Also in the works, we're working on actually a physical toy store where you can buy and sell, vintage toys, pop culture items, vinyls, records, toys, comics, all that stuff. Inspired by the great store of Time Warp. Always a shouts out to them. Always a shouts out to Game On, a retro video game store based out on Long Island, and now 3 separate locations: one in Miller Place, one in Smithtown, one in Patchogue, which I congratulate Tristan. He's working really hard and is becoming a beacon of society, which I've always known him to be. I shall see you on my birthday, brother, and thank you for all that you do. Shouts out to my boy Jeremy, and yeah,
I'll be there too.
Yeah, well, it's my birthday. It's a ritual.
We all good.
I haven't seen him in a year. I've been seeing him since my last birthday.
I actually look forward to it. We get there. Hopefully,
you know what I mean?
Shit will calm down. Anyway, thank you for listening, and like always, fuck Zordon because he's useless.
Always fuck Zordon. Zordon's a piece of shit.
And stop feeding Jenkins. 2022, slap the shit out of his mouth.
Wow, yeah, that was. Don't do that. Don't.
If you do
just
it,
don't,
make
don't
sure
give
it's
it
on
to
video,
him.
and we can see it so I can laugh. I need a good laugh.
That'd be hilarious.
And then he'll call me and be like, "Yo, you gotta stop that shit." Anyway, peace out, laters, and thank you for listening. Peace.